Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson. Today's Friday, February 23rd, 2023, and today I'm talking about the Alabama court ruling in IVF. But first I want to do a basic review about IVF. IVF, or in vitro fertilization, is a special way that doctors who have lots of specialized training help people who are having a hard time having a baby. The IVF doctors complete 4 years of medical school, 4 years of residency, and another 3 years of a fellowship in reproductive endocrinology and fertility. The IVF process involves teamwork with many different people trained in different aspects of the process. It can take a lot of time and cost a lot of money, and the success of IVF can depend on many factors, including a woman's age and her medical conditions. Now I want to do a basic overview about these embryos. In simplest terms, doctors take an egg from the woman's body, egg cells, and mix them with a sperm from a man in the laboratory. If the egg gets fertilized, they turn into embryos. Now, multiple embryos are frozen at a time to increase the chances of a successful pregnancy. The IVF doctors typically freeze the embryos after they start to grow, usually 5 to 6 days later. The process involves saving many embryos because not all of them turn out to be the best ones to implant. And freezing the embryos allows people to wait until it's their best time to have the baby, sometimes due to health reasons, sometimes due to other reasons. The frozen embryos can stay frozen for many years, 5 years on average. Now, before the Alabama court ruling, frozen embryos that were not used could be thawed out and disposed of as medical waste, or they could be donated to medical research, or they could be implanted back into the woman at a time when her pregnancy was least likely to occur, and flushed out of the body naturally during the menstrual cycle. Sometimes frozen embryos are even donated to other couples. Now, to move to the Alabama court ruling. I know this is a long video. Please stay with me. The Alabama Supreme Court ruling is very important because it ruled that these embryos are children, extrauterine children, and people under the law. Specifically, the court ruled that the wrongful death of a minor act applies to all unborn children regardless of their location, and this includes unborn children who are located outside of a biological uterus at the time they were killed. This means that destroying these embryos, if they are no longer needed, folks, can be subject to wrongful death lawsuits. Now, again, this is an oversimplification, but here's the dilemma. In 2021, more than 97,000 infants were conceived by IVF and born in the United States. Globally, IVF results in more than 500,000 children born each year. There are an estimated 600,000 to 1 million frozen embryos in storage in the United States alone. So the Alabama Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos are people has sparked a lot of controversy and concern. Now, many states now have legal definitions of personhood, but not everyone agrees with this. For example, a statement on the website of the American Society for Reproductive Medicine says that from a scientific perspective, embryos represent a stage in the continuum of human development, but they do not possess the attributes of personhood. Now, the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology issued this statement: the outcome of this case will certainly affect access to fertility treatment across the country as more and more state legislatures advance policies that are based upon an ideological and unscientific definition of personhood. It reflects a dangerous insertion of individual ideological beliefs into policy making about what medical care is available to all of us. So there is certainly a lot of difference in opinion on what an embryo is on the continuum of life. How will this end? Only time will tell. I know it's a complex and difficult subject for many, but it does extend the topic of reproductive justice to not only the right not to have a child, but also the right to have a child by in vitro fertilization. So what are your thoughts about this? That's my message today. As always, take care and have a great day.